first question says to us, prove that the following pairs of triangles are congruent. So we're reading the instructions and we're making sure that we're getting the 100% full marks for the question. So the first instruction is prove that the triangles are congruent, and then write your proof out correctly, giving reasons for each statement. Okay. State the other facts that will be equal as a result. So when you prove that triangles are congruent, guys, okay, automatically, because triangles are congruent, all the other things that haven't been given to you as equal fall into place as well. All right. So I'm just going to, you're going to excuse me for 2 seconds. I'm just going to close my door because there's a bit of noise coming from outside. I'll be 2 seconds. All right, I am back. So sorry. Okay, so let's have a look at this first one. Hopefully you've had time to have a look at it. Let's go prove that these two triangles are congruent. So first we're going to make the statement. We're going to say, in triangle ACE, see Daisy. So in triangle ACE, and triangle HGJ. Okay, so here we're using triangles to prove congruency. So when you're proving congruency in triangles, you need to have, there's 3 sides in the triangle, okay? There's 3 angles in a triangle. You're going to need 3 reasons, 3 things to prove. Okay, let's go. Number 1. All right. The first thing that's jumping out to me, and I don't know if it's jumping out to you guys, okay, but it's pretty much the first thing you learn about, all right, when you are being taught about squares and rectangles and those kind of things. But to me, the first thing that I'm seeing is I'm seeing this over here. It's this little square. It's this little square. Right. Who can tell me, what does that little square mean? You can tell me in the chat. I don't mind. 90 degrees, Jason. Well done. Okay. Abu, right angle. Well done. All right. So angle E is equal to angle J, which is equal to 90 degrees. Okay. I've taught you guys geometry before. You know what's coming. Geometry is a sob sister. So it should be ringing in your head from the last time I taught you geometry. Why? Why? Did I have to work that out, guys? Did I calculate that it was 90 degrees? Why? Why is that equal? Thank you, Chapang. Well done. Because of given. Well done. Number 2. All right, number 2. Okay, the next thing that I see is I've got 2 lines here and 2 lines here, which means that AC is going to be equal to HG. Why? Thank you. Because of given. And finally, number 3, I've got 1 line here, I've got 1 line here. So I'm saying CE is equal to GJ, reason given. So therefore, triangle ACE is congruent to triangle HGJ. Am I allowed to just say that? Am I allowed to just go like say, they're congruent, I'm done? Is that something we do in congruency? All right, is that something I do in geometry? No, guys, geometry is a sob sister. Geometry is a sob sister. She's sobbing. Why? She's asking you again and again and again. You need to tell them why. All right. So there's 4 different reasons that you get in geometry to prove congruency. Okay, there's 4 reasons that you get. You get side, side, side. That's the easy one. 2 triangles, all the sides are equal. Beautiful. All right. 2 triangles, all the sides are equal. Beautiful. Okay. Then you get side, angle, side. S-A-S. Side, angle, side. All right. So side, angle, side. I just want to draw your attention though to side, angle, side, because there's a special thing that you need to note for side, angle, side. If you're going to have side, angle, side, all right, then your triangle needs to look like this, all right? Do you see that you've got an arm that's equal? You've got another arm that's equal, like that, and the angle is in between, okay? The angle is in between. It's almost like those arms are hugging that angle, hugging the angle. It's what we call the angle is included, okay? It's like they're friends, okay? The 2 angles are friends, the 2 sides are friends, and they are hugging the angle, okay? The angle needs to be in between. Good, Abu. The angle needs to be in between the 2 sides, all right? Needs to be in the middle of those 2 sides. So where those 2 sides come together and they form a vertex, that's where that angle needs to be in order to have side, angle, side. So that one's a very special one, so be careful with that one. And then we have SAA, so side, angle, angle. So you've got a side and you've got 2 angles that are equal. Lovely. And the last one, the one that I always love, is RHS, right angle, hypotenuse, side. Okay. I need you to also be careful about right angle, hypotenuse, side here, because lots of students see, oh, it's a right angle, oh, must be RHS. Be careful. Sometimes, and we're going to see it just now, they give you a right angle and it's not RHS. Sometimes they give you like a trick one. Okay, so let's see what this one is. So I'm going to pick up my trusty pencil now. So I'm changing the color. All right. This isn't degrees. It's degrees. So I know it's an angle, but I also know it's a special kind of angle. It's a right angle. All right. CE equals AC equals HJ. Okay, so these are both sides, but I also know that they are special kinds of sides, all right? They're special kinds of sides. AC is opposite to the right angle, okay? It's opposite to the right angle. And what do we call the side that is opposite to the right angle? What is that called? What's that side called? It's got a very fancy name that don't ask me to spell, because my goodness, my spelling is terrible. Well done, okay? It's called the hypotenuse, all right? So the side that is opposite to the right angle is called the hypotenuse. So AC and HJ are both hypotenuse. And finally, CE and C, they're both sides. So for this question, okay, yes, I do have ASS. However, is that angle, this right angle, is it being included? Is it being hugged by those 2 sides? No, it isn't. So it can't be ASS, okay? It can't be ASS, so be careful, right? Which one is it going to be? It's going to be the reason of RHS, right angle, hypotenuse, side. Okay, right angle, hypotenuse, side. Now, because that's true, because those 2 triangles are congruent, it means that, therefore, angle A is going to be equal to angle H. Angle C is going to be equal to angle G. And AE is going to be equal to HJ. Why is that true? Why would all those things now be equal? Well, the reason why they're all going to be equal is because triangle ACE is congruent to triangle HGJ. That's why those two triangles are congruent. That's why all those things are equal. Apologies. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that up on the screen for you in case you want to take a screenshot or you're still busy writing. Okay, they're still busy writing. All right. And I'm going to bring the next one up for those people who want to just go and have a look at it or draw it very quickly. I'm going to give you 1 minute just to have a look, take your screenshots, and then we're going to have a look at the next one. Okay, you're doing really well. Well done, guys. Really, really well. Okay. All right. Okay, guys, let's have a look at this next one. So if you do at any point need me to go back and you want to have take a screenshot, or you didn't get time to take down the whole question, or you want to ask a question on something, please let me know. You can always raise your hand and we can do that again just now, but we're going to move on to the next sum for now. Okay, so we're looking at 2.2. 2.2, we've got two triangles again. Okay, and if you set up congruency in the same way every single time, you're bound to get the right answer. All right, thank you, Abu. You are right. There is a letter missing. I'm going to make this Z for you guys. All right, so we're going to go say, in triangle HGJ and triangle ZWY, number one. Okay, number one. Who's helping me out here? Who's helping me out? All right, who wants to help me out? Who's helping me out? Anyone? Pelisa. Hi, Pelisa. How are you?
I'm good, ma'am.
Good. Pelisa, you're going to help me out with some reasons.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's go. Number one.
So, ma'am, we can say GH
Yeah?
is equal to Z, WZ.
WZ or ZW, perfect. Why? Why, Pelisa, why? Given. Well done. All right, stay with me. Give me your next one. What's your next reason?
H equal to Z equal to 46 degrees, given.
Well done. 46 degrees, given. Well done. And number three, what's your third one?
K equal to Y equal to 76 degrees, given.
Well done.
Then we can
Okay.
say this.
Therefore, yeah?
Angle HGJ is congruent to triangle ZWY.
ZW. Yeah, because?
Side angle.
Well done. Thank you so much, Pelisa. You are a rock star. Thank you very much. All right. So thank you to Pelisa who helped me out there. Guys, it's important to remember that for side angle, you don't have to have any special cases there. Some teachers are like, oh, the side must be included. No, the side doesn't have to be included. Okay, as long as you have a side and you have two angles, all right, perfect. No problem. Side angle, congruent. Done. Awesome. All right, now, because those two triangles are congruent, it means that, therefore, oh dear. It means that, therefore, angle G is going to be equal to angle W. It means that it means that side GJ is going to be equal to side WY, and it means that side HJ is going to be equal to side ZY. Why? Triangle HGJ is congruent to triangle ZWY. Done. Full marks. Done. Okay. Done, done, done. All right. Again, I want to make sure that you've got that one down. So I'm going to go very quickly. I'm going to bring this one up for you guys. All right, so the next one is also on the screen for you, so you can have a look at it in the meantime for those people who are taking the answer down still. Okay, let's have a look. All right. Again, remember, if you do want to go back, you always can. All right, we are having a look at the next one, everybody. So 2.3, I'm seeing right angles again. Okay, I'm going to change my pen color. I'm bored with this color. All right, so let's go. In triangle RSO and triangle ZYW. Okay, right. Who is helping me out with this one? Who's helping me out? Who is brave? Who's putting their hand up? Come on. Okay. Ropa.
Hi, ma'am.
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine, and you, ma'am?
I'm good. Did I say your name correctly?
Yes, ma'am. Ropa.
Okay, awesome. Are you sure? Is that correct?
Yes,
Hey?
ma'am.
All right. Are you helping me out with this one? We're going to go together.
Yes, ma'am. R is equal to WY.
Well done. RS equals WY. So even though the triangles are like shifted about a little bit, they're not going to trick you. All right. Tell me why. Why is that true?
It's given, ma'am.
Well done. Okay, number 2.
And then OS is equal to YZ.
Well done. Why?
Given, it's
well
given, ma'am.
Thank you. And what's your last one?
Angle S is equal to angle Y.
Angle S equals angle Y. And do you know what it's equal to?
90 degrees, ma'am.
Well done. Because we always want to throw in the degrees if they've given it to us, eh? Why?
Yes,
Why? Why?
Given, ma'am.
Given. Well done. Right. What's my last statement?
Yo, ma'am, I don't know how to put the letters.
That's fine.
That's
fine.
Anything.
Let's go. So therefore, triangle RSO is going to be congruent
to YZW.
Let's go YZW. Let's make sure we've got them together correctly. So it's going to be WYZ. There we go. Cool. All right. What's your reason? Why are those two equal to each other or congruent to each other?
Side, angle, side.
You are amazing. Side, angle, side. So we can see, hey, Ropa, that we've got a side, we've got another side, okay? And that angle is being included, hey? So it's almost like it's being hugged. Can you see it this time?
Yes, ma'am.
It's cool, hey? It's a good way to look at it. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well done. Thank you so much, Ropa, for the help. Okay, guys. All right. I hope that you guys all see that. It's a really good way for you to be able to point out that it's not RHS. Another way for you to see that this one is not RHS is because did we use the hypotenuse for this one? No, we didn't. There was no hypotenuse used in this one. So it's definitely side, angle, side. And because we've got two triangles that are not congruent, we're also going to say that therefore OR is going to be equal to WZ. We're going to say angle O is going to be equal to angle Z. And we're going to say that angle R is going to be equal to angle W. Reason, triangle RSO is congruent to triangle WYZ. Okay. So I do see I've got a hand there. I'm going to answer your question now. I'm going to make this a bit smaller for those people who might still be taking the question down. In the meantime, I'm going to bring up the last example for you guys to have a look at while I answer this question. Let's see here. Mamelo, can I answer your question for you? Should be able to unmute yourself, Mamelo. Hi.
Hi, ma'am.
How are you?
I'm getting you.
Good, thanks. What's up, Mamelo?
Ma'am, I wanted to help you to answer the next question.
Oh, amazing. Thank you, Mamelo. Thank you for being brave. I love it. Okay,
Yes,
so
ma'am.
let's go together, Mamelo. All right. So hopefully everyone's got this previous one down, Mamelo. Let's find a little bit more space for myself because, you know, my handwriting is a little bit big, okay?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
All right, Mamelo, give me a color. What color should I write this one in?
Red.
What's your red? Okay, red. Cool. All right, red. Sure, let's go. So let's go, Mamelo. What's my opening statement going to be?
So we're gonna say EG equals to SW.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to start like this quickly. In triangle, ECG first, hey? And
Yes,
triangle, WSR. Right, number one, you said to me, EG
EG
equals
equals to SW
Y.
because it's given.
Well done. Number two,
EC equals to SR.
well done, equals. Let's make sure, quick. So I've got EC, which has got two lines here. I'm looking for my other two lines. Here's my other two lines over here.
R.
Well done, WR. Don't let them trick you.
Yes, ma'am.
WR. Why? Why?
It's given.
It's given. Well done. And number three?
GC SR
Equals SR. Well done. Given.
because it's given.
Well done. So now, therefore, triangle ECG is congruent to triangle WSR. Why? What's the reason why?
I'm not sure. Is it SAS?
So let's be careful here. So this was let's go write it for ourselves. Do you agree that this that we did here was a side and a side? Hey, were you happy with that?
Yes, ma'am.
So this was a side. For the next one, this was a side and this was a side. Hey, so we're going to go write it next to it here. This is a side. And for the last one, this was a side and this was a
Side.
hey?
Yes,
and for
ma'am.
this, I'm going to go right here. Side. So what's my reason? Why are they equal? Why are they congruent to each other? Because of?
Side, side, side.
Side, side, side. Okay, can you see how you can go and prove it to yourself? So you don't have to
Yes, ma'am.
guess. Okay, you can go and you can pick up your pencil and you go and you write to yourself and you tell yourself what they are. Does that make sense, Milo?
Yes, ma'am.
Well done. Thanks, Mamelo, for the help.
Thank you, ma'am.
All right. So because those two triangles are congruent, guys, now I can say, therefore, angle E is equal to angle W, angle C is equal to angle S, and angle G is equal to angle R. Why? Because triangle ECG is congruent to triangle WSR. Done. Okay, done. All right, so that takes us through our basic 4 proofs. So proving that triangles are congruent. So 4 proofs, proving the 4 different ones are congruent. All right. Now what we're going to go and look at is we're going to see how are they going to ask this to us in a test or maybe in the exam at the end of the year. So what is this actually going to look like? Because it's definitely not going to look like this. This is really easy. If they give it to you like this, yay, thank goodness. When we see this, oh my goodness, thank you so much. My teacher loves me. And I'm sure your teachers all do love you. But, okay, if they want to level it up and they want to challenge you, okay, if they want to challenge you, all right, then they're going to give it to you in the way that we're going to look like in the next section, okay? So we're going to look at what they're going to do in the next section, which is probably what you're going to see in a test, or you're going to see it in an exam. All right. Okay, so hopefully you guys have all got that in. Let's have a look at what it looks like in a test or an exam. Oh my, so many bright colors today. So question 1, 2.1. By proving that 2 triangles are congruent, okay, prove that JC is equal to JH. Okay, so by proving that those 2 triangles are congruent, okay, so first we want to prove they're congruent, all right, then we'll be able to prove that JC equals JH. All right, so this, guys, is the kind of question that you're going to see in a test, or you're going to see it in an exam. All right, these are the kind of ones that we're going to see going forward. Okay, so let's go and see how we're going to set these up. If you see this, all right, I don't want you to freak out. I want you to stick to your common things that we've learned so far. Okay, what are the common things that we've learned so far? Well, the first thing what we do when we are doing congruency is we always do our opening statements. All right, and in our opening statement, we go say to ourselves, well, in triangle JCO and triangle JHO. Guys, there's a reason why I drew it the same way every single time. And the reason why I drew it the same way every single time is because my brain has learned to draw it that way. And when I start doing it this way, then I just calm myself down, especially in a test or an exam. In a test or an exam, you get so stressed out, your brain starts forgetting what it needs to do. But the moment that you say to yourself, it says congruency, that's what I need to do. In this triangle, and that triangle, 3 reasons, therefore that triangle is congruent to that done. Okay, so you stick to your steps. Opening statement, done. Right, number 1. I'm going to stick to going with what they've given me with the little pictures for now. So I can see that this and this are equal to each other. So angle O1 is equal to O2, and angles can't be equal to stars, guys, so be careful there. All right, again, trying to trick you. All right, reason given. Okay, number 2, I've got a hashtag and a hashtag. So angle C is equal to angle H, reason given. Okay, Rob is asking me, ma'am, how do you know it's an angle? The reason why I know it's an angle, Ropa, is because it's been drawn on the angle. So the thing that's missing there that maybe, I don't want to say the teacher's lazy because maybe a teacher didn't write this, but the person who drew this, okay, didn't draw in was that little angle symbol. All right. So, and yeah, so somebody's saying there, Abu said to you, I think the hashtags like prove it. Yeah, okay, cool. Or symbols. So that's the reason. Yes. So because they've got like symbols there to show that those two angles are equal, that's what they're trying to do, right? So sometimes they might have a letter there instead. So instead of having a hashtag, they could have this instead. I'll show you. So instead of having a hashtag, and probably when you get to grade 10 more, you'll see it like this. So instead of seeing hashtags, you'll see this instead. I'll show you. They'll have an X here and an X there. Okay, that means that they could be equal as well. So that's a different way to show it as well. But because it's grade 9, they just put hashtags there for you so that you can see it. Okay, now I've got two triangles and they're backing onto each other. All right, they're backing onto each other, which means that number three, if I had to go and draw these triangles, okay, I'm going to do, let's just erase this quick. I'm going to do one in this yellow highlighter and show you. Okay, so there's my one triangle. Okay, if I go do my other triangle in blue, and it's going to show you really nicely. So here's my other triangle. Look what happens here when I go over this line. It turns into this weird like greeny color. Why is it turning into that like greeny color? Because what's happening there? J-O is common. So both triangles have that line J-O in common. Another way you can say it is you can say J-O, so you can say or, J-O equals J-O-Y common. You can say it like that as well. It's just a different way of saying it. Okay. So therefore, triangle JCO is congruent to triangle JHO. Reason, let's go give them a reason. This was an angle. This was an angle. This was a side. So it's going to be side, angle, angle. Therefore, because the two triangles are congruent, it then means that JC is going to be equal to JH. Why? Because triangle JCO is congruent to triangle JHO. Done. Okay. All right. Let's have a look at our next one. All right, so I'm going to leave that one there in case anyone needs to take a screenshot of it. I'm going to put a picture of the next one up for you. Okay, Mamelo's asking me, ma'am, is it possible to get a question that is not congruent? Of course it's possible, Mamelo, but I don't think at grade 9 level they won't ask you that. They don't normally ask you questions where they give you two triangles and then they say to you, therefore it's not congruent. They could, again, if your teacher's really trying to test you, then maybe, yes, but it's very, very unlikely. I've hardly ever seen questions like that before. Really, I have hardly ever seen questions like that before. But I'm not going to say that it's not possible because you never know what the teacher's going to put in the exam. Okay. All right, ma'am, just a curious question. Would you get questions like this in Maths Lit? So, side, no, you don't do similarity and congruency in Maths Lit. This isn't one of the sections in Maths Lit, no. Okay, this is in pure maths, yes. So it is a question for pure maths. All right. Okay, let's have a look at 2.2, guys. So we are running out of time, so I am going to carry on doing the answers for you guys, and I'm going to ask you to help me out in the chat if possible. So for number 2, I'm going to start by saying in triangle ECG and triangle YCH. Number 1. Okay, I'm going to start by doing the things that make sense to me. So the things that make sense to me is saying that this side and this side are equal. So that to me comes out first. So I'm going to say EC is equal to CY. Reason given. Right, in the chat, tell me, what is the next thing that's jumping out at you? What's the next thing that's jumping out at you? Okay, what's the next thing that's jumping out at you? Well, what's jumping out at me, okay, what's jumping out at me is this. This is what's jumping out at me. That I've got this angle and this angle that are opposites to each other, okay, and that are actually vertically opposites to each other. Good, Sai, well done. So I can say angle C2 is equal to angle C1. Reason, vert, op, angles. Number 3. Now, I want you to be careful here. I want you to be careful. For this question, they have given me some parallel lines, guys. They've given me parallel lines, but parallel does not mean that the lines are equal. Okay, parallel does not mean that the lines are equal. So be careful, okay? Be careful. Parallel does not mean that the lines are equal, all right? What does parallel lines mean? Parallel lines mean that I've got some equal angles, okay? So it means that angle E is going to be equal to angle Y. How do I know that? Because of Abu's put it there in the chat, fun, or if you use fuzz, whichever one you use, that is correct. So I've got angle E is equal to angle Y. Reason, alternate angles are equal. EG is parallel to HY. Or you could also say, if you didn't want to use those angles, you could say angle G is equal to angle H. So you could also use those ones instead, okay? So you could say angle G is equal to angle H. Reason, alternate angles equal. EG is parallel to HY. Therefore, triangle ECG is congruent to triangle YCH. Reason, and again, I've got side, angle, angle. It's a really popular one. So therefore, GC is going to be equal to HC. Reason, triangle ECG is congruent to YCH, triangle YCH. Okay, all right, I'm going to give you a few seconds to answer that while I just go back and see if there's anything to answer in the chat for you. Okay, all right. Somebody saying to me, EY is common. So unfortunately, no, EY is not common in this case because EY is not going into both triangles, guys. So for this case, EC is in the one triangle and CY is in the other triangle. So in this case, no, we can't use that EY is common because it's not going into both triangles. Again, use your highlighter, highlight over both triangles. If you're seeing that they're overlapping and they're making a weird color, then you know that you've got common, okay, a common line. But in this case, I don't have a common line, all right? Somebody was saying to me earlier, instead of saying for vert op angles, where we got that C2 was equal to C1, could you also say given? No, you can't say given because you need to say vertically opposite angles, all right? It's not given that C1 and C2 are equal to each other. The reason why they're equal to each other is because they are vertically opposite. So be careful there as well. Okay. Lots of chat that is not according to maths. All right. Hopefully I've answered the questions that were maths related. If I missed your question, I'm really sorry. Some of your your fellow students are writing things that are not maths related in the chat. So I might have missed your question. You can send it again if you do need some help. Okay. All right, I've got one more question that I want to get through with you guys. I think that we have the brain focus and the time to do it. So let's have a look. It's one that's really, really popular, and I want to make sure that I do it with your class because I think that it's a very valuable one. Okay, especially if you've taken pure maths. So a lot of you saying here tonight, ma'am, I took pure maths, ma'am, I took pure maths. This is a really valuable one if you've taken pure maths. Okay, guys, when you take pure maths, okay, and grade 9 maths, for those of you who went and took maths, that is a subject, okay, this question is a circle and it's got triangles in it. Whenever you see a circle and they're talking about the center of a circle, think to yourself, you're going to think about radius and you're going to think about diameters. All right. But what do you know about radius in a circle? Radius are all equal to each other. Okay, so the radius in a circle are all equal to each other. All right, so let's go start this. It goes in triangle OZW and triangle OZX. Again, remember that even if in the test everything wipes out of your mind and you don't know what you're doing, don't do your steps. Step, step, step. So step 1, write your opening statements. Right. Now you know you need 3 reasons. So number 1, if you're just looking at those 2 triangles, what's jumping out to you? Okay. You might be absolutely confused. Oh my gosh, I've never seen this before. It's a circle and it's got triangles in it. Oh my gosh, the circle changes everything. No, it doesn't. All right. Are there 2 squares in there? Are there 2 squares in there, guys? Okay. Do you have 2 squares? You should be saying, yes, ma'am. Good. Right angles. Thank you. There are right angles there to shine. Good. So I'm saying to myself, angle Z1 is equal to angle Z2, which equals 90 degrees. Reason given. Okay, so that is something that, there we go. I can go and I can get a mark. Done. All right. And if that's the only mark I get for the question, well, I got a mark. I'm good. Okay. Number 2. Okay, number 2. All right. Because I've got a right angle triangle and it looks like I'm doing congruency, okay, I've got a right angle triangle, so maybe I've got RHS. Let's have a look at the hypotenuse. Let's go look at the hypotenuse. Here is the hypotenuse. Here is the hypotenuse. Is that hypotenuse going from the center of the circle to the edge? So look at it. O is the center. Z is on the edge. O is the center. X is on the edge. What do we call the line that's from the center to the edge? Good, Utandile. It is the radius of the circle. So OW is equal to OX. Reason? They are both radii, or you could say radius of the circle. Okay, so those 2 lines are equal to each other because they're radius of the circle. All right. And number 3, if I had to go and paint over my 2 triangles, what do I see? I see that OZ is common. So therefore, triangle OZW is congruent to triangle OZX. Reason RHS. So therefore, WZ is equal to XZ. Reason triangle OZW is congruent to triangle OZX. Done. Done. Question finished. Okay. All right. Lots of people saying they got this one in their test. Okay. Exactly, Sai. It's not that bad. Exactly. When you break it all down, when you draw on the picture, when you bring in some color maybe, when you do it in your steps. Maths is all about the steps. Okay, right. Miss Simone is going to put your quiz for tonight in the chat for you guys. Okay, so you're going to get your quiz in the chat. All right. If there's anyone who has any questions, now's the time for your questions, guys. So please make sure if you do have a question, go ahead and ask. If you don't have a question, thank you so much for coming through to the lesson tonight. I hope to see you guys again soon. If not, good luck for your exams at the end of the year. Good luck with the decisions on whether to take maths or maths lit. Both are wonderful subjects. Both have their merits, okay, depending on what you want to do going forward in your careers. Good luck, and I hope to see you guys all again soon. Thank you so much, guys. Good luck for your reports. Bye, everybody. Okay, so I do see we have one question here. If you don't have any question, guys, you are more than welcome to log off. Thank you. So, Ndamelo? Hi. Ndamo. Hello? Okay, I think maybe there's something wrong with the sound. Mamelo? Hi, Mamelo. How are you?
Getting you.
Good. What's up?
So ma'am, thereby OW equals to OX. I don't understand why is the resin radius of a circle.
So, do you remember that all the radius in a circle are all equal to each other?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so because all the radius in a circle are equal to each other, I don't need to really go and say there radius of a circle are equal to each other, but you can say that as a reason if you really want to. So in the brackets, you can say radius of circle equal to each other as a reason, or you can just say radii.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so that's the reason, because those lines are from the center to the edge, which make them radius in a circle, and because they're radius of a circle, they are equal.
Oh,
Does it make sense? You're
Yes.
welcome. No problem. Have a good evening.